Guys, it's been about a week since we've gotten together. And I'll tell you what, the last podcast that we did, I tried to put it together, and it was just straight trash. So I'm throwing that all out, and we're gonna start again.
Well, you don't know what a good podcast is without a bad one, right?
Right.
There's that line, my mom has a huge crush on Mark Harmon. I think we saw this movie up by your mom and dad, where someone bet him he couldn't get 3 girls to marry him within a month. And so he was like a player, but he was a weatherman or something on TV.
What was that show?
And he ended up falling in love with the one girl. I don't know why I'm talking about this right now.
Hey, listen, this is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Yeah,
garbage.
just garbage.
So the first 2 girls he slept with, it was amazing sex, and they ended up getting engaged. And the third one he just kind of didn't connect with, and they had horrible sex the first time. And he said that line. He goes, "Well, I guess if it wasn't for bad sex, no one would know what good sex was."
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, that sounds
For being how strict,
logical, I guess.
For being how conservative your mom and dad were, your dad let us watch with the family a lot of.
Oh yeah. Well, we didn't know. I mean.
Well, yeah, but he knew, but he still didn't care. He still didn't care.
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
He had an idea. He might have had an idea.
I kind of did that with my boys.
But wait, I mean, you got a young boy. I mean, you got to teach him some things there a little bit, maybe through the cinema.
Yeah,
I don't know. Dude, that's definitely where I get my love of movies from. Is my dad for sure.
Yeah. He was awesome. He picked out some classic '80s movies that we may have been a little too young to enjoy at the time, but we were able to.
Since then,
we were able to see them and be like, "Oh, okay, I gotta watch this one again."
Yep.
I was like 12 whenever I watched it. Well, some of these movies, Revenge of the Nerds, was PG-13.
Yeah.
I mean,
the ratings were truly different.
They're talking about hair pies and what the fuck's a frush.
Yeah.
And oh my god,
dude.
They're doing panty freaking raids on the girls, and there's just boobs everywhere. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Well,
I was just afraid to say tits, but I said fuck like 3 seconds.
Do you
later.
remember what was Porky's rated?
Porky's?
Yeah.
Porky's was awesome. That was a strip club.
What?
Yeah, Porky's was at a strip club / bar. That was the name of the bar.
Yes. You're. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, what? No, you know this person? Okay.
What movie is it?
Porky's came out in 1981.
Wow.
Guys, that was before I was born.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's still a classic.
It's good.
I probably watched it 7 or 8 years later.
Yeah.
That doesn't change the fact. My father-in-law loves this.
Porky's?
He loves Porky's. My goodness. One of his all-time favorites. It's great. It's great just to enjoy watching a movie with him. He enjoys it so much. Like, it's enjoyable to watch him enjoy it.
Right.
A little closer to the mic, buddy.
Yep. Sorry, man.
Yep. That's all right.
Fading away.
Nope. You'll get it. So I'm sitting here. You guys are talking, and I can actually see the wavelengths that are coming through. Like I'm literally watching it, so I can tell if somebody's. I can tell if somebody's.
Cool.
If somebody's on or not, or they're close to the mic, so on and so forth. So
that's what I did in the military.
I'm not any fucking good at this, but no. This is going to be our first real shot at a real type of podcast. So the first one we did was fun. That was 4 hours of banter that I was able to get down to about an hour and 5 minutes. I haven't shared it with anybody else. Bree wants it. I might have to send it to her.
My brother heard it.
Oh, did he? What do you think?
He laughed. He's like, "You guys definitely went off topic." I was like, that first one, I don't know that we really were on a topic.
So we tried.
Well, I mean, we did try.
We attempted. We failed, and it was funny because I was just telling Bree this earlier, right before I came. I said, so I told them each to think of one thing that they want to talk about, and we'd talk about it. And I was like, Kevin wanted to talk about the Steelers.
Of course.
I said,
Sports.
Brian has something fucking weird about revenge and Susan being a fucking bitch. And then, and then I said,
what it came into.
and I said I had like this would you rather, and I said honestly, Brie, I kicked my whole would you rather out because it was just a complete fucking shit show by that point in time. We were 3.5 hours into it, and nobody understood what the hell was going on. So
there was a lot of mumbling going on, I think.
Yeah, it was
that first one anyway. You know what I mean?
That's because I fidget. Sometimes I need to be laid back and relaxed. Other times I need to be up on the edge of the seat. And it varies through every 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Well, just keep in mind that you need to keep yourself close to that microphone. Until I buy us the good microphones, there's $40 a piece for the good microphones.
Oh, really?
And so until I buy us a set of those, I got myself one. It's on its way. It'll actually be here tomorrow, so we can test it out to see what it's like.
Oh yeah,
so
that sounds good. I was thinking about checking out an Amazon one that was like podcast one. Check this out, see how it goes.
Yes, they like condenser mics.
Yeah.
Things like that. I can even send you the one that I got. Like
I think I've seen that.
Those are good ones.
That's a good movie.
There's a couple other good ones that are in that range that are worth taking a look at. I got one. I think it's called Fi Fire or something like that.
Fi Fo Fum.
Fi Fo Fum. That's exactly it.
This microphone up my bum.
So what we're gonna do is
And then he would suck his thumb.
I went to ChatGPT and I talked to you guys about this stuff, and I sent this to you. So we're gonna try to see where this goes. This might get a little bit in depth with our first real style podcast about emotional denial. So
What do you mean by emotional denial?
oh, hold on, we'll get there.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll basically I'm gonna ask you guys a question, and we're each gonna talk about something, share something.
Oh.
And then have that discussion. Obviously, the name of the podcast is Off Topic and Uncensored, so we will probably end off topic somewhere, but I will keep making sure that we bring us back at some point.
Do your best
Yeah, I will do my best to rein you guys
if
in.
you're not doing the face and the lean.
Yes, like waving at you guys, like what the hell?
We know when you're ready to say something, but you're trying to be nice and not interrupt.
Correct.
But it's part of getting to know each other.
All right. So what we're going to do is let's get serious about this real quick for a hot second. I'm going to want something from each of you, and I will find something as well. I want you to name one thing in your life that you have been avoiding.
One thing in my life that I've been avoiding. Man.
And then not only that, give me not just what it is that you're avoiding, but give us let's hear the story on it.
Like
We don't got to make it super long, but
All right, that's a good one. That's
pretty good. I'm trying to think in my head, like, what have I been avoiding? I don't know. I gotta think about this one for a minute.
man. I would say, currently, and before this, there may have been something else, but I wouldn't say moving on, but not moving on from what I've been going through. Just moving on to become me, because I don't know who I'm supposed to be anymore. I think that's it. That's right now, that's the only thing I'm avoiding.
Well,
but I know one.
What's the story behind that?
Well, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's the marriage, the 26 years that to tell you, the first 7 years were wonderful. It's after the first affair. 5 days after, she told me that I was being annoying because she was flying back and forth to Maryland from Wisconsin through the week to work. And so she was still with the dude. And one day, it was a Tuesday, I was calling her. They called me back later and said I was being annoying and that if I didn't just get over it, then, things would change. And that's when I started blaming myself, and that's when she started down the path that she started down. But so since then, it's been crazy. And a lot of it's, just the emotional abuse. I hate saying the word abuse because it sounds so freaking gay, especially if you're a dude. But, and having to accept that from myself. Just the fact that I let that happen to me, and it's just frustrating. So, and I changed myself. I was one of the baddest people on the face of the earth at one point. I know you guys start looking at me, it doesn't look like it, but I was pretty cool. And I changed. I went downhill to being just this total simp where I did anything that I was asked or mostly told to do. So I'm trying to rebuild that confidence in myself from where I was, because I've been beaten down for so many years, is difficult. And it's almost sometimes it's like I just don't want to. I don't want to move on. I just want to, I want to just sit here and sit in my misery because that's what I'm used to. That's what I've been dealing with. That's part of the big problems, the mental health issues I'm having now. It's like, I don't want to be miserable anymore, but that is my safe space right now. That's where my mind goes is, what, if you try to do anything, you're not back here anyways. Let's go back there now, And, I know I put a few wins together, and it may change my mind, but where and how do I start? What do I focus on first? It's focus on me, focus on a job, focus on a vehicle, focus on being an uncle, focus on being a brother and a cousin again, because I haven't been around my family since I was 18, 31 years. Well, I never see, and that's okay. So I'm going to go a little bit off topic, but back to where my childhood. But that's one of the reasons, I was so skinny in high school, is because I didn't have food, and all the food went to Greg and Steve. Because, of course, they're the young ones. They should have been, right? As you see by the pictures. But, growing up, I would come home from school, and, Mom was trying to work 3 jobs. Dad was freaking being a dick, and he was spending more money on cocaine and alcohol than he was on food. And I would have a sandwich. My dinners sometimes would include or be a bowl of bacon bits with vinegar poured on top of it. Not a big bowl, because that's excessive.
It's funny,
but
you get creative whenever you need to.
And that's what I had for dinner. You do what you have to do.
Yeah.
But but that was my dinner. Sometimes I ate. All we had was bread, and it was moldy a little bit. So I'd cut off the mold, and I'd put mayonnaise on one side, mustard on the other side, and that was my dinner.
There you go.
Okay, Brian, were you finished with your story? You good? You got more to say? You got more to say.
I'm good. Amen.
See, another thing to go even farther off topic, super quick before I get to you, Kevin. Whenever you were saying that you became a simp, right? I got to say that I thought you. That's what I was talking about. You. I was looking at you. I'm talking about you.
I didn't say that.
I got to say, there was one picture I saw on Facebook with some type of moon rising or something like that, and you were dressed in like an Aladdin costume or some shit. That it was. Bree told me it was about some type of book you went to.
Oh God, yeah.
And then you looked like you were like in an Aladdin.
I had elf
uniform.
ears on. I was a character from one of those romantasy books.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm telling you, at the time, Susan and I were working on our marriage. She asked me to read the books, and I did. And honestly, it helped our sex life a lot. And it actually was making things better. And so she wanted to go. It's one of these things that this is a middle-aged white woman ball, all right? They dress as their favorite character, all right? I'm not joking. These women spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on their outfits and everything.
Yeah, it's like cosplay for like weird 50 Shades of Grey stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And I saw it, and I didn't know what the hell it was, and I was like, Brian joined a cult? And Bree's like, you're an idiot. she's like, it's a book thing. I said, actually, I don't know whether I feel better or worse about that.
That was awesome because
who taught him to read?
Yeah, he's a Marine. What the hell?
What the fuck? I didn't see. Did they have pictures? Friends? Oh my God.
That's just brotherly banter, cousinly banter. That's what we do.
No, it was totally gay. But at the same time, we were working on our marriage, and I was like, "Yeah, what do you
Dude,
she
do
was
what you
working
gotta
with me,
do. I get that.
And it was a fun night. Mm-hmm. And Susan got wasted, and she was in the whole gonna do and say whatever. We're in the parking lot, and she wanted me to take her panties off because they were getting uncomfortable. So I was like, dude, I'm in the parking lot. She's like, who gives a fuck? I'm like, oh, okay. Wow. Well, that happened.
Wow.
So and this is stuff that she never did before. She was all prim and proper.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. But anyway, it was a fun night. But I would say the youngest person there, other than the person who created it, her daughter, the youngest person there is probably 30, 32.
Wow, that's pretty young.
Yeah.
For that type of thing.
Well, I mean, no, that's a...
Really?
I would figure there'd been some younger girls there, because a lot of these romantasy books are said they're for young adults. So, young adult, I see early to mid-20s.
All right, so those romantasy style books usually aren't for they are for your middle-aged women. They say they're for younger because because they want them to feel younger.
Yes,
they
exactly.
Want to feel younger.
Yeah,
these are for young women. Yes,
and I'm sure there are some young women out there that love those novels.
Yeah. Well, good for their boyfriends, because I'm not joking. There's things in those books that really help stuff. Susan was the worst at blowjobs. I mean, like horrible. It was all teeth. All right, and but I was like, okay, I'm getting this, so I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say anything, because I won't get it again. Well, first time, then I went a while. I went a while without one, so I'm like, all right, whatever. And Then she read one of those books, and we were getting hot into it one night, and she goes, "Hey," pulls it down, starts going at it, and it was like the best one ever. I was like, "Whoa, where did that come from?"
She was in the zone.
Well, I asked her, I said, "Have you been
It's like a
practicing?"
fantasy how-to manual.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It was
all right.
perfect. There's things they want to try in bed because they're reading these books. So if you can get your wife on it,
I know the 50 Shades did some stuff.
but this is
it
different.
did some stuff to a lot of women. I think.
These things are a lot more in detail about things.
Yeah, I've
I've
heard. No, I've never actually read one because I can't read.
I
listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
We were listening to audiobook on the way up.
I did it while fishing, and I put it on high speed mode. So it was like chipmunks talking.
All right, let's get back on target
Oh
here.
yeah, where were we?
Yeah, Kevin,
Yo,
what is one thing that you've been avoiding?
Yeah,
dude, that's a good question, man.
these nuts.
I mean, no. I mean, there's some things, I guess.
Things you don't want to say.
No, not really. I mean,
Okay.
I'm kind of an open book. I mean, there's things you procrastinate about. You know what I mean? Like, that's just kind of my nature.
Yeah.
Procrastinate, put it off. But then there's certain times that, don't get me wrong, there's certain times where I get in a mood and it's like, yeah, dude, getting shit done today.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you start tearing off and you start getting your tasks accomplished and you're you feel good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's something as simple as a few loads of laundry and some dishes and mowing the grass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. Just some manly duties or, just
Right.
some
Yeah.
adult duties,
Sure.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to do some stuff. And it I don't know. It feels good. You get that done, and then you feel real accomplished about it. And then there's other days it's like, you know what? I'm gonna
literally
chill
just
today.
I just want to sit on the couch and watch the Olympics.
And that's
Yeah.
it. Or-
Yes. Curling.
So I wasn't into curling. I wasn't a curling guy. I tried it not tried curling, tried watching curling the other day, and I gotta say I got kind of engaged in it a little bit. I kind of
My problem is I got too engaged in it, and I can't watch it without like freaking out now.
Yeah,
it's
Seriously?
become like the Pittsburgh Steelers
Yeah.
or something like that. I literally can't. I can't. It comes on. I can watch like the first
you
two.
know like the strategies and stuff already. And
Getting
stuff
there.
Like
I'm
that?
getting there.
I'm just from watching. The first time I watched, I watched curling, being from Wisconsin, a lot.
Yeah.
And but
Minnesota's.
Do they
But I
have
never-
it in every corner. Out
I
there?
never.
Like,
No.
It's one of the
More
it's
Minnesota-ish.
more Minnesota is the curling capital of the United States.
Yeah.
Like Duluth
Yep.
is the place. All of your Olympic champions, all your Olympic players come out of Duluth, Minnesota.
Yeah, and that's where that Corey who
Yeah,
won
the Duluth Curling
gold,
Club. Yeah.
They
Okay.
one the female Corey was in Duluth already. That's where she lived, and the other dude was in Michigan, and he went to a tournament out in Duluth, and that's when they said, "Hey, why don't you stay here?" So he moved out there
Yeah.
to do this stuff, and that's that's where like all
Dude, that's
the
crazy.
in Milwaukee all the speed skaters and stuff live because that's where
Yeah.
the training center is. So, and I've been in there before. I've gone around those tracks, dude.
We got off topic really
nuts.
quick on that one. On that
Hey,
one,
man,
literally.
you
All
know
right.
what I mean? It's in our blood. I think.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Well, he was talking about real quick. He was talking about duties, not pooping, but duties. Like I do all the manly stuff around here. Like a list of like.
Yeah.
I heard someone say one time there are pink duties and blue duties. It's like women, you take care of the pink duties, men, you take care of the blue duties, and all will be well. If you want to interchange a few things here and there, whatever. But that's the majority. That's what a relationship should be, where the man's taking care of the blue duties and the women are taking care of the pink. And again, by duty, I mean like a task, not a poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
If you're taking a blue or pink poop, I'd be pretty concerned.
Yeah, the
You
doctor
might want to
said-
see a doctor. Yeah.
My
Is that
piss,
what we're talking about
my-
now?
my
Gender
piss
reveal
comes-
poops?
my piss comes out red, white, and blue. The doctor said it was cancer, but I said, fuck him. It's America.
All right, man. Next, we're going to be doing some.
All right.
We're
So-
going to be doing some.
so Kevin,
Chuck
you were-
Norris jokes or something.
You were talking about just general procrastination.
Oh, dude.
Is there
Bad.
a specific reason why you think that is? You think that there's a reason why you're just like generally procrastinate? Because I go through the same thing. I do it quite a bit
kind of in
myself.
spells, I think. It
Right.
Kind of like it's not all the time, but then sometimes you get on a little tear. I'm kind of on one now where I'm just kind of like, there's a few things I need to do. Like right now, it's not quite spring yet, but I could go out and probably change the blades in a lawnmower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not that that's something that everybody needs to do, but I've done it before. Maybe do something like that. certain things like even changing my own oil. I need some things done on my vehicle right now to pass inspection.
Yeah, well, I get it.
But yeah, there's some things I need to fix, but I'm just putting that stuff off because, I mean, number one, it costs money, and number two, the tools to get it done and the time, fitting in the time to get it done.
Yeah, you're kind of getting my point there. What I was trying to say is, do you see a pattern or a reason why you get into these spells? For me, because I get into the same type of spells, a lot of it is anxiety. Things tend to build up. Like I get myself caught up in one thing because of our ADHD brains. I get myself literally obsessed with one thing, and I completely neglect everything else. And then I come back to the real world after my couple-week excursion, and I see all this stuff that needs done, and my anxiety hits, and it literally almost paralyzes me.
It sucks, dude.
100%. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to break out of it.
It's so hard.
But the only thing you can do is just literally just chip away. Do one thing.
Yep.
Do one thing.
Yep.
For me, that's a lot of it for me.
The best way to get, especially if I've got to do something like a task or something, instead of just washing the dishes, something like out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Kevin were talking about this the other day, where we were saying, just with ADHD, I tell myself 5 minutes. All I have to do is 5 minutes of work. Like you see the dishes all stacked up and piled. 5 minutes of work. And more than likely, after 15 minutes, you're going to be like, oh, it's been more than 5 minutes, but I'm gone. Boom, and you keep on going. You finish it. And that moves you to something else to do, as long as you do those little things. Like a big thing for me with that is if I want to do paperwork, like in the living room or in a den or something, I have to make sure the kitchen is clean and the bath and the floors are swept. I don't know why, but that's my thing. It's all right. I'm going to do this, but it's going to take me a little while to do this. So, but I got to still get these two things done. So I got to get. But if I take too long to do the thing I'm planning on doing, like writing a resume, if I take too long to have to do that, then I won't be able to get those other things done. So I'll do those first, and then you get that. Then you go to sit down at the chore, and you're like, "Is there anything else I need to do?" So
Yeah, man. I mean, I like to, I don't know. I kind of do a little, you remember, we've all been video gamers. We've all liked video games since they came out. Our whole family has kind of been into that.
We are not what I don't think any of us are really what people would call a gamer now.
In today's terms,
no. But we used to fuck with some like Madden 94 for 36 hours at a time.
NHL like 91.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm talking Atari, bro. I'm talking. We went all the way back to Atari and Sega Genesis when it first came out.
I still have one.
Dude, my parents got me, I think it was a Christmas gift, got Joe Montana Sports Talk Football.
Oh, wow.
That was one of the coolest freaking games of its time because it was the first thing that spoke.
Let's bring it back one, and then we can probably bring it back three at this point.
Yeah,
so
we got Greg's answer now.
All right, what were we?
We were talking about name one thing in my life that I've been avoiding now.
So and you gave us a
procrastination, man.
Procrastination in general, anxiety.
In general, I mean, there's a lot of things, man. This house, I need to do a lot of work to the house, to my vehicle, there's just a lot of work that needs done. And I've been trying to do my best lately to just kind of focus on getting my body healthy. So I've been sleeping a little bit more. Been trying to go to bed earlier versus staying up as late.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's always been hard for me. I've always been a third shift kind of guy. Most of my work career has been third shift. Really, only a handful of years was I ever considered day turn shift. So a normal sleeping schedule isn't
possible.
Isn't in the works.
Easy, yeah, sure.
So trying to normalize that is, I don't know. It's tough to get around. But anyways, I've been trying to focus on getting a little more rest and trying to get my body a little bit healthier. I mean, kind of wear and tear when you're getting to be almost 50 here. So it kind of...
Well, you're working 13 days every week. Every 2 weeks. So you're working 13 out of 14 days.
Yeah.
So that's not...
I mean, that's it. I mean...
That puts... When you get home, that's just...
Don't get me wrong.
You love what you're doing. It's your own business. However,
it's easy, but you're still there.
There's a lot of time.
Yeah, you're still away. You're still away.
It's it.
Yeah.
And, with the household stuff, a lot of it, again, ADHD tools called body doubling. You have a guy come over, but he doesn't have to do anything. He's with you, and you end up working and doing stuff and getting stuff done, And that's just a thing. I don't know why that is. I see when I start working around the house, Mom will get up and she'll start doing stuff. That's the way. So it's like, oh, I guess you have it too. I don't know.
Interesting. That's a good idea. I didn't really think about it.
Think about that. If someone calls you and says, "Hey, I'm stopping by. I'll be there in about 20 minutes." What's the first thing you do?
Start cleaning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden,
Unless you don't give a shit. Like
yeah,
me, I
right,
just.
yeah. Anymore.
But I think that might be one of the things I'm avoiding, right? That just might be where I'm at mentally. You know what I mean? But for the most part, yes, that is a great way to go about that.
Yeah.
Like,
but then I also think I don't also want to just focus my life on nonstop cleaning either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I want to make sure it's tidy. I want to have a nice home. I want to have everything nice and clean and be presentable if somebody would come over. I also,
You want to just relax.
there's times I just want to chill, man.
And that's
I
good.
just wanna-
You take those times to chill, because if you don't, you'll end up where I was. I didn't take those times. I put myself in the hospital 3 times over a year and a half because I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
You know, we had 2 bad years in a row of snowstorms, and I did mine, and then I had to go. I didn't have to go. I went over, volunteered because I like them. I love them. My in-laws, I do their stuff, and then I was working 3rd shift. I was doing stuff for them during the day, doing stuff for my house during the day, and then I would go 3-4 days without sleeping. No joke. I know it's a thing, but
yeah,
you know,
That's crazy.
No,
it's just the way it is.
I've been there myself, not sleeping like that.
It sucks. Because then you crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You crash for like 3 days straight. I would wake up a couple times a day to pee and drink some water, and then I'd go to work for 8 hours and come home and I'd sleep. It's horrible. But my blood sugar would get so out of whack from not sleeping like that
Yeah.
that I'd end up in the hospital with ketoacidosis. And it's hard to say no to people like us.
Yeah.
You know, the way we are.
Well, we're helpers.
Yeah.
I mean, we're helpers. That's kind of
Yeah.
nature.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I think things I've been avoiding is just about everything at this point. You know, you get
I get it.
we get to
get
to
in
a
a certain
point,
mood, man.
right? And you just don't want to deal
With anything.
much of anything,
Yeah.
and everything. Not only everything becomes difficult, but it becomes a burden.
Yes.
And like like the smallest thing, as small as taking out the trash, you know,
Yeah.
don't want to wheel the trash barrel 100 yards down to the end of my driveway. You know what I mean? Like, I know I need to get gas, but I don't have the mental energy to stop and get gas, even though it is directly on my way to
What?
get gas. Like, yes, every little thing becomes a chore and a burden and such a struggle to do anything. I mean, I've struggled with like the ADHD and the anxiety and for a long time. And
Yeah.
literally it hasn't been until the past 4 weeks that I've even done anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've just fought it. And that anxiety comes in. I don't want to talk to the doctor. I don't want to talk to the reception person because what if they say something that I don't like?
Yeah.
And now I just look like an asshole to them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. You're not in the mind to talk properly to people.
Yeah.
Your
And-
brain is just
and
kinda flat.
it could just be the easiest thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just be, you know, I call to get tires, you know, to
Right.
order
Oh.
to have something to come in. I hate doing that.
Yeah.
I hate calling for like service or when we need heat, like oil for our oil tank for the heat.
Yeah.
In the wintertime. You know, I physically can't do it.
Yeah, you may have be day off. You have nothing else to do, but you just can't make the call.
I avoid it at all costs.
That's where I am.
And things build up, and then all of a sudden you're facing what you think is a mountain.
Yeah.
It looks like a mountain to you in your head, and you literally just can't. You can't even take the first step
Yep.
because you know at some point that whole damn thing's gonna come down and crash on you.
Yeah, but you
know
still
what I mean?
can't.
But
Yeah.
and you're like, do I let it keep going and crash down on me, or do I take a step and let it crash down on me?
Okay.
You know.
So that's exactly what you're talking about. Is exactly what I've been living for probably most of the last 10 years. You know, and I don't know why it started that long ago. I think it's probably one of the times I went to the hospital. But that's exactly the way I am. Every little task, you know, it could be answering an email. It could be, you know, answering a text. And that's why I go silent a lot. It's because of my mentality. I just have to shut off. And it's not because I want to. It's just because I can't.
Yep.
You know, it could be answer like, hey, how you doing? Just want to check in. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I can't do it right now. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't want to answer them properly because, you know, whatever. And so I wait. And then it becomes a task. And then that has it goes on top of all the other little things that I've been pushing back.
You got to respond, and you sit there and you read that text message,
Mm-hmm.
and you think about 18 different ways that you're going to respond.
Yes.
It takes you 2 hours to respond. In the
I
chat
get that.
between the three of us,
Mm-hmm.
you sent something earlier, and I'm like, Kevin, I said, I'm sitting there literally for like 45 minutes. I'm like,
What did I say? I don't even remember.
it-
Probably nothing.
something about coming here or something.
Yeah.
To do the podcast. It was literally not a big deal. And
Yep.
I said I don't care. I just don't know if my internet
And I
can
just-
take it because my internet kind of sucks
And
because I
sat
live
there,
in the
I'm
middle
like,
of nowhere.
What do I say? Do I tell them to invite him over here? But I don't want to. I don't want to make them
I
upset.
don't
if they
care.
Don't want to come over here, and all this other stuff. And literally, it's 45 minutes of me having an internal crisis
Yes.
on
Really?
the 11
Yeah.
words that I say, and then I type it out, and then I delete it. I'm like, how about we say this instead? And that's why I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm cool with anything. I honestly, I am. Cool
Yeah,
with
right,
anything,
Yeah.
right,
but
right.
I don't want to say something that that comes across as being like rude or arrogant or
Right.
mean or being
That's all three of us.
and that is
It does not matter to
That's
me.
from
dude.
Mom.
I'm so easy.
literally go through that on a daily basis.
Yes. And
It's
answering.
just us.
I wanted to go to that thing tonight so bad. But whenever, you said something about it on texting, because I was actually in the process of about to go shower, and
Yeah.
you said in the process of texting that, I don't know if Brian wants to go or not. And I wanted to go, but I couldn't say, oh, yeah, let's go, because I didn't want to impose on anybody. Now, if I had a vehicle, I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'll drive. But now that I'm in that situation, I'm just like,
Yeah, but I mean,
eh.
I literally said I'd pick you up.
I know,
I
but
know,
still,
right.
I'm tired, but it's the same thing.
No, I get it, dude. I get it.
You asked me that question, and I had wanted to go. And, it's like you're about to do something, and someone tells you, hey, do that. And they're telling you to do the thing that you're about to do, and you're like, you know what, fuck you, I'm not doing that shit.
I'm going to become the most defiant person I've ever been.
Yeah. And if I do it, I'm not
even
going to
if
do
it's
it.
a task
I'm
that
not
you
gonna-
need to get done.
Yes. Oh, you know how many times that
Oh my God.
I
yeah.
started a fight, I'd be glad to do dishes before Susan would cook dinner, and I would go to do it, and she would tell me as I stand up, are you going to do dishes finally? Well, not now. I sit my fucking ass down and keep watching Netflix. It's like, fuck you.
There's one time.
That's fair.
There's one time I literally got the keys to go cut the grass and went out. As I'm getting ready to walk out the door, Bree says, I need you to cut the grass. So I
Oh,
turn around, put the keys back up, and I sat down and watched a movie.
yep. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. That's the way we
I
are.
can't help it. I can't help it.
I mean, it's not like I'm going to mull this over. It's instant trigger in the brain.
Yep. It just
And
don't happen.
I think that's a deal thing. I think it's because we're all natural leaders, and some of us may deny it, but we are. And you get put in that situation because you should be.
I like being in charge.
Well, I do too.
I like being in charge. But
I-
on most things, honestly, I don't care. I literally could not care less. Like,
See, that's me. Any business I get into, and I start working there. If I'm not starting as in a leadership position, I work my way up to it quickly because we see things we see the small details that need to get done, and we do them. And the manager always sees it. He's like, "Hey, who did this?" And you're like, "Oh, I did no problem. I just
well, in fairness, we've already been there, done that. I mean,
Right.
we've climbed the ladder before.
right,
And with different companies or whatever it may be.
right."
But we've had that experience in our work life, so now we already recognize that going into a position.
Right, but we also realize that we're not doing this most of the time. We're not doing this because we want to get promoted. We're doing it because it's the thing to do, you
Right.
know. And that's what gets
Right.
us. Okay, now this is motivating me.
What's that?
Just-
future plans, like our future plans, like kind of thing. Or?
Well, no, just this,
Just
that right there.
Having the conversation.
Having the little podcast idea I just had,
Yeah.
at my place. Because the one living there, there's no one. But that got me motivated to do a little thing tomorrow or something. You know?
Yeah, move your ass. No, just kidding.
No, you're right. It's
But-
just a matter of moving my ass.
But yeah, I mean, for me, holy smokes,
Alfie, chill out.
little puppy there, he's all right.
Fuck's sake, bro.
But it's just for me right now. I'm avoiding pretty much everything because everything has built up.
Mm-hmm.
We just came out of the holiday season not too long ago. It's just there's a bunch of stuff going on. We've trying to worry about a daughter going into 9th grade. Doing the high school scheduling now, and I have a son who is job searching, and he won't cut his fucking mullet to save his life, or his mustache.
Stay strong.
You know,
I respect
and
that. I respect them all. Always
he,
have.
He
And-
should get rid of the mustache. I would tell him that. That's
Like-
I mean, that makes him look Chinese.
yeah, but there's just a whole slew of things, you know, with work and running a political party in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, and it's just a whole lot of stuff all at once, and it's kind of overburdened me. I don't know how I can even get past that,
lot,
but it's
dude. That's
it's easier to avoid than to face some bullshit. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just but what the problem is that it's all going to come back around, slap me in the fucking face at one time, in like a 3-day period. Everything's going to come up
Yep.
and just hit you and hammer you.
Yep.
You're going to be in crisis mode.
And you know it's coming.
Yep.
It sucks. And the overwhelming part, I get it. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
You're right. Everything hits you at the same time.
It does.
And then it's all handled. Well, you feel better for a day or two afterwards. Like, okay, that's all done. Because that's emergency mode with the ADHD. We start.
But then it comes back around, and you start
Yeah.
doing it all over again.
Yeah.
It's a vicious freaking cycle.
Yeah.
It never ends. Yeah.
It sucks. And I don't know. I've created lists. I've tried everything to fix the situation. I had a dry erase board where I put, okay, I got to answer this text, which took me longer to write on the board and more money because I had to buy the board than if I would just answer the text.
Oh, that's another thing. Whenever you guys do your ADHD stuff and you obsess over things, you like me with this podcast. Literally, I've spent like $400 in the past
Dude.
4 days on this stuff. No. You go right ahead. Like it's just I become obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like absolutely obsessed with it, and then it becomes like my identity for a couple weeks or a
Yep.
month or 2 months, and I've got to have all the coolest stuff and
Best stuff. Yep. It's like, okay, well, this is the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Well, this is the mid-grade stuff. Well, it's only $50 more than
Yeah.
the cheap stuff. Oh, well, this is the expensive stuff. This is only $30 more than the cheap stuff, or than the expensive, or the middle stuff.
This is the super high end stuff.
Well,
Yeah, and then
I'll take that.
next thing you know, I'm buying a $400 condenser mic, and it very well may be that no one ever listens to this shit, and we end up just scrapping this for whatever reason.
Well, hey.
And then I have a $400 condenser mic that's sitting in a fucking bin in my office.
Yep. Well, that's the ADHD thing.
Yeah.
That's our superpower, but it also harms us. Like I've done. Right now I'm into coloring. I'm not joking.
Oh, okay.
I have markers.
Okay, are we talking like young kids coloring or like adult coloring books? Because there are adult coloring books.
I've never seen an adult coloring book, but
Okay, that tells me what I need to know.
This is a children's dinosaur book. Okay, no joke.
Okay.
I got it at a place in Milwaukee that sells THC products. I'm not even joking. It was $10, and I was like,
Okay.
sweet.
So the real now my next question to this as a follow-up would be, are you using crayons? Are you using colored pencils? Are you using like those like pastel pens?
I have fancy markers.
Okay,
that
so like
I
the
got.
pastel style pens. Yeah.
And they have two ends. One's like a brush style, and the other one's like a little pinpoint thing, so I can go along the lines without fucking up. But I've been doing that, and you know what? That calms my brain.
Well, if
more
that
than
helps,
anything.
I guess.
And I had one person, one of my therapists, told me to try a Chinese book, like you try to recreate their letters, their alphabet. So basically, it's a little hardback book, but it opens and there's the letter right there, like A or whatever what Chinese is, and the symbol.
Yeah.
So you on the other page is blank, and you try to redraw the symbol, and you do that with all the letters, and there's numbers there and everything too, and it's just like, and that was relaxing also. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was pretty cool. But I'm not joking. The coloring book, I did one for Addie and for Malcolm. And Mom went down the other day to babysit them after school. And then I'm doing one for Violet right now.
You're doing one for Violet.
I may do one for Espen and Kelsey just to be silly.
Yeah,
but
just to be. Yeah, fuck them.
fuck them.
Fuck them both.
But
I mean, yeah.
I've done pretty good. The coloring's all right.
Well, I'm proud of
I'm
you.
making her a purple T-Rex.
Purple T-Rex.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Why is it a purple T-Rex?
Because from what I understand from my mother is that purple is her favorite color. Her name being Violet.
Perfect.
That would be it.
Perfect.
That would be it.
So
Okay.
Anyway.
So that's good. So we got a couple.
Things here. What I guess kind of what the point of this whole thing was, like the takeaway is, naming some of the stuff that you've been avoiding is probably the first act to getting that shit together.
Yes. Yep.
It's the first act of finding your strength.
I was gonna bring something up. Well, your thing. A lot of those little tasks, especially like me, even taking a shower, it's hard to do sometimes because there's so many steps. With the ADHD brain, we think about we think in super detail. Where your mind, like when I go take a shower, it's not like, okay, like a normal brain will go, okay, I gotta go take a shower. Done, shower done. All right. Me as an ADHD brain, I'm like, okay, first off, I gotta get my underwear. All right, then I gotta go into the bathroom. I gotta make sure I have lotion ready for when I get out because my hands get real dry. And then I gotta make sure I change my catheter on my insulin pump. And then, okay, now I'm gonna go. I'm still thinking about all this shit. And I'm like, okay, then I gotta go into the shower to make sure the towel's in the right spot, make sure it's clean. And then I got to get in the shower, got to start it, let the water run, make sure I take off. I don't know when I'm going to take off my underwear, so I got to plan that, where it's going to be before or after I start the water, you know, because the water needs a little time to warm up. So I typically wait and then clean out my ears and take off my boxers in, you know, while the water's warming up. But if I don't do that, I'm fucked. You know, and so it's like, okay, well, I'm going to shave today, or I'm going to trim my beard, you know, and it's like, okay, well, now I got to do that too. It's also part of the showering process. Then I got to shower. How am I going to shower? Boop, 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 boop. What, you know, top to bottom. But which?
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Right?
I mean, I think,
Dick.
I don't know.
Gotta watch
Sometimes
it.
you just,
But I can't. That's my, and then I go through the whole process of getting out of the shower, you know? And that's what I think of all before I take out a shower. It's like you were talking about the garbage cans, you know? It's not just, oh, I got to take the garbage can. It's, I got to take the garbage can. But I have to do this. I have to put my shoes on. Is it muddy out? I have to put my boots on, you know?
see, you really break it down. You're
yes.
way more detailed than me because I'm
Yes.
just like, I need to get a shower.
Yes, you know, my
And
brain.
then that's one task.
Right, but see, I have 50 tasks in that shower part.
There's
So
a
you're
point-
breaking it down
there's-
there.
There's a point where, like, I number everything,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one.
right? One is taking my socks off. Two is doing this, and then you go through like literally 7 is washing my hair. 8 is rinsing my hair, and then literally going from 1 to 80 or whatever that is, and including literally putting your socks and shoes on before you walk.
Mm-hmm. And well, that's the thing also.
Yes.
If you're sitting at home, you say you have a day off work and you're at home. If you leave your shoes off, you're not going to get anything done all day.
Right.
If you
I mean,
if you put your shoes
most
on,
of the time.
it's
Most
an
of the
ADHD thing. If once you take your shoes off, you're done for that. So I try to leave my shoes on when I come
That's
home.
my pants for me. Once my pants come off, I'm not going anywhere.
So, all right, well, let's do a couple things here to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Right, because we're closing in on an hour, which is pretty good, guys. Actually, we're looking for an action that we can take to help us avoiding. You know, what's an action we can take? And then Brian, I think you might have hit it earlier. Just do one thing. Take 5 minutes to get yourself onto a project.
Yeah, and that sometimes it's hard to start the project, but you got to start simple. You know, if you have something like answering messages and stuff like that, what I would do and what I do now is I'll put my shoes on. Not joking. I'll put my shoes on, and then that is usually my sign that I'm ready to roll. And I get up and I start doing something, and then I'll stop and maybe I'll sit down for a few seconds, like on a chair in the kitchen, so I don't want to leave the area, you know. So I'll just sit down and I'll make one of my messages. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Knowing I have about 10 more I got to answer. Okay? And then I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. Let me finish this. I'll finish up these dishes, and then I'll send another message. You finish up the dishes, send another message. You know? And it's just that, I enjoy putting the shoes on and just giving yourself a 5-minute limit. Because you can then tell yourself, and believe yourself, you can stop after 5 minutes if I want, you know?
Okay. All
And
right.
it-
I mean, that's fair because that gets you going. I mean, that gets you started.
Yeah. And it's
They get you moving.
with our brains if we don't. It's like at work. Once I get to work, I use time while I'm going to work. I get there early. I'll sit outside in the parking lot or whatever, and I'll just be like, get my brain into work mode. That way when I get in, I'm ready to roll. You know, sometimes if I don't do that, I get into work, and I'm like, it takes me a little bit to get into the groove. But because if I
get
start
that.
work, like for work for some reason, I'm completely different than I'm at home. I'm the exact opposite, you know? So I'm there ready to roll. My mind can prepare itself for what's about to happen, what I want to get started with.
It's tough, man. It's kind of like, you know what I mean? Some of the things that kind of helped me was just kind of like managing myself.
Mhm.
And it was just kind of like looking at my own life, myself as being my own employee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I am my own employee. And it's like, what have you done today? Okay, you need to get moving here, bud. You know what I mean? You're not paying the bills doing this. What are you doing sitting down right now?
Right.
Come on. And it's kind of putting my mind it's kind of breaking it down in my mind of an outside perspective almost of like, hey, what if I was managing somebody else, but myself was that somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
Get your shit together.
And it's kind of like, what would my boss self say to my self?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? My home self.
Right.
I'm disappointed in you, bro.
And it's kind of like, okay, shit, all right, yeah, if I'm going to do what I say you know what I mean, stand by what I do, you know what I mean, and the way I act, then I need to stand up and do it, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It sucks, but sometimes it's hard to get in that perspective.
It's to me, it's all about taking the first step.
It is about taking that first step.
Literally
100%.
just
100%.
And this is what I have to tell myself all the time and this is probably not great advice, but shut the fuck up and take the first step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just suck it up and take the first step.
Yep.
You know, we're taught as guys, we got to be the tough ones, man. We got to be the hard asses. We got to be the strong guys. Take that 10 seconds to be the fucking strong guy. Shut the fuck up.
I was
and take
thinking
that
about
step.
this the other day too,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like, why don't we do that at that moment? Like if we think of a task or we know something needs done, why don't we do it that moment? And
Because
it's-
our brains miss it.
no, and I get that, but damn it, I had it
Sorry.
right there. You're
Sorry.
good. You're
Fucked
good.
him
You're
up.
good. It'll
I'm
come back. It'll come back. But I just
I'm so fucking sorry.
no. You're good. Say
home.
go. You guys repeat what you just said. I'm sorry.
Shut the fuck up and take the first step.
Okay.
Yeah, be the tough guy. Be what a man's
Yeah,
supposed to be.
yeah, and that's a weird stigma too, right? Like, there's a whole bunch of different type of men, right? But we know that we're expected. There are certain things that are expected
Yes,
of us,
100%,
and
100%.
and we're not really loved or appreciated unless those things are met.
Right.
It by and large, in general.
Yeah, there's certain things we have to get done.
Yes, the easiest thing to do is, well, no, it's the hardest thing to do, but the most essential thing to do is take that first step, set yourself 5 minutes.
Yes.
You know, as Brian said, take your underwear off and get into the shower.
There's things
you know
that
what
need
I mean?
done.
Some
I mean,
fucking weird-
there's things that need done, and it's just kind of being like, all right, who else is going to do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who else is going to do it? Just do it.
I got to do it.
And then I get that, and I always think about Nike slogan,
Just
just do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't know. I
No,
get
that's-
where you guys are coming from. It's hard. It's
It is.
it's tough to overcome. But like you guys said, just do it.
Yep.
Get started. Take that first step. Give yourself that few minutes and go for it, man.
Yeah, and we can power through. Our brain, I mean, we have superpowers that other people don't have. All right, we can do something for every.
Reminder that they're not broken. But here's the thing: is I think we are broken. But everybody's broken.
Yeah.
So just embrace your brokenness.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that brokenness can also be the weird.
I was
thing.
trying to go somewhere. Where was I? When I was saying where I lost my train of thought earlier, I was trying to say something, and it was kind of like how our beliefs politically, it's just us being that person.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we have these conservative beliefs. And I mean, Brian, you mentioned it before about, the woman's duties and the man's duties. And,
Yep.
in today's world, I mean, it's blurred if it's,
Yeah.
if
If it's anything.
it's anything.
And that's a lot to the, I hate to say something, but the ending of the feminist movement, the goal started out good. A lot of things are that way, like the goal started out good and it was needed, but it's dissipated. There's nothing like that needed anymore, like affirmative action.
Right,
you know?
right.
That was needed at the time.
Yeah.
Right. But it's no longer needed. Okay. And like the feminist movement, women's rights, they have the same rights as any man, You can add, there's not one thing that they can't do that a man can do.
Right.
Other than maybe squat, 650 pounds. I'm talking, allowance through the government,
Yeah, right. Right.
A lot of things that women can't do, men can do. They can't pee standing up.
I mean,
They can just get it all over.
If they want, yeah, but they choose not to. So
it would
fuck
be
'em.
messy.
They could have urinals, a bunch of chicks just pulling down their pants and psst.
That would be messy.
They got those sheebies now.
That's right.
True.
Which are awesome that you use for games.
It's like nobody can hear me talking. talking. They're listening to you responding to me. So like, Chiwi's great.
Shiwi. Fresh out of the package.
But yeah, you know, as a decent man, as a good man, you'll go and do what your wife or your girl needs you to do. But at the same time, you know, you got to remember, this is what I never did, is that make sure that, or remind them that they need to do what they're supposed to do also.
You still need to be able to be a man as well.
Right.
In that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And a lot of it
you need
comes.
your space to be a man, and you need your time to do
Yes.
those things that help you stay like a man.
Stay a man.
Yeah. And those boundaries get erased but as long as your partner is performing their stuff and following their boundaries, it shouldn't be a problem. Those boundaries can give a push pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
So, and that's what a lot of men struggle with, is they have those boundaries broken and pushed back all the time, thinking, okay, I'm just doing best for what's for my marriage, but at the same time, you're not doing what's best for you,
Right.
you know? And I don't know. That's just
I don't
my
know,
thought of
man.
it. I'm glad that both my boys right now have excellent women in their lives. I'm so happy for them for that. And I think part of that is just watching who I became. I know Hudson told me straight up, we were fishing one night, Dad, I don't want to be the man you are. I don't want to be the man you've become. I want to be the man you were before. You know? And that was, at first, it was heartbreaking.
Hurtful. Yeah.
But no, it wasn't hurtful, because I knew he
Sounds
wasn't. But it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That I had given those boys. I'm trying to raise two young men, and I've given those boys that example.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm proud of is that both of my boys, and they told me this also fishing on a different night, that they learned a lot of what not to do, and how to be a man based on how I was acting. Like, hey, because I would tell them if I screwed up, or we had a big argument, me and Susan, me and the boys, next time we were alone or whatever, I'd say, hey guys, just to let you know, first off, again, I say it all the time, you shouldn't have heard this, but we did, and here's what I could have done better, right? I made this mistake, I did this wrong, and I should.
That's a teaching moment, though. You're using that as a teaching moment to your children.
And but also the big thing is that telling them what Susan, hey, your mom did this. She shouldn't have done that. This is the way this should have happened, and just telling them that, I think throughout my life with them, and I've always done that. Say, hey, I made a bad choice. You saw me. That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
This is what I should have done different, or this is what I should have done better, or tried to do. And that kind of taught them, where every time I would leave the house after an argument, my wife would sit there and tell them how horrible a person I was. What kind, your dad's he's always yelling, and he's paranoid, and he's blah, 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 blah. And they learned after they got older, okay, this is what's going on. So I raised two good young men. So did you.
Yeah.
And so did you. Raised one, but not two. But and that more young men, I think, are getting stronger because of the current political environment. I'm not afraid to speak their minds.
Right.
I'm not afraid to say, hey, you know what? I'm a man. If I want a woman, I deserve to be treated this way. And that is awesome. Us to struggle with all the things we struggle with, for our kids to realize that that's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
to have more respect for themselves than maybe we did in our relationships. That's awesome. I can't be prouder of both of my boys.
Proud moment.
So,
absolutely.
All right, why don't you guys give me until next time?
All right.
Thanks, guys, or something like that.
Well, that was fun. That was we kind of threw this together last minute, but man, I feel like this was a pretty good one, man. I think we got some good material here. I think we got a lot of stuff to review and go over, and I think we got something that we can move forward talking about, even some more things that us, and I'm sure many other men out there are struggling with.
Yeah.
And whether it be advice or just hearing that you're not the only one going through the problem sometimes helps a lot of people. So hopefully this does. That's kind of our whole thing, is this kind of just for us, but if it helps people, great. At least for myself, I'll just saying until next time, guys. Brian?
Yeah, I'll just, hey, thanks for listening. If you didn't listen, then, maybe you should, because we're pretty smart. And, hey, see you next time. Thanks for watching Off Topic, and listening to Off Topic and Uncensored.